Hello, and welcome to the daily political tarot readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I say it all the time, but I really, really appreciate it. I'm here 365 days of the year to take your 12 political questions and read on them at 12 noon Chicago time or as soon after as I can get on. And we have epic troll slayers who keep us safe. So thank you. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That is an ongoing thing. And boy, we've got a lot to cover today. So, Darren got a Tinder ad again. Darren's concerned the universe is trying to tell him something, which I understand. I have lots of ad blockers across what I do, and I have YouTube Premium, so the universe can just cool its jets right now. Anyway, hello everybody. If you're watching this on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. The questions for today, there are 14 of them, are listed in the description box, and I timestamp them as I go, so you can just pick and choose what you're interested in. Another option is you can always watch, if you're watching this on replay, and you think it's too long, you don't have time, turn this down, use the gear down here and turn the speed up to like 1.25. I do that with a lot of longer videos. So I get all the goodness and in less time. It's like, I don't drink, but I guess that's kind of like light beer. Less filling, great taste. I don't know. I don't even know what beer that was. Oh, thank you, Pamela. Thank you, everybody. So, thank you, Judy. Thank you, Helen. All right. And these are Justin's mom's favorite flowers. Nice. Diana Cachet. I haven't seen her in the chat, but this was another set of the nails that she got for me, which is very sweet. Thank you. So I really like these. And again, it's interesting. There's this little kind of tiny little see-through panel. The weirdest thing, but it's great, and I love them. So thank you. Okay, let me get the cards out. Thank you, Marby. Kevin Brazil said I did. Sped you up to Alvin and the Chipmunk speed. Fun. Got to the video in 15 minutes. Couldn't understand a word. But the dogs next door were barking all night. We're barking the whole time. Thank you, Kay. All right. All right, I think one little bit of housekeeping and then two really great things to show you. We have surprisingly uplifting-ish kind of stuff about Ukraine today, believe it or not. It is not all doom and gloom. So, yay. So we'll get to that in a minute. Before we do, I just want to say that I have been, I made my cute kitty tarot graphic, and I was accidentally offering stuff here on YouTube. It was showing up by the video for like a day. But I turned that off because I wanted to make sure, I wanted to get the samples first to make sure that they were good enough quality. I just got the t-shirt. I don't know about that yet, so I'm not going to offer that yet. The mug I found, it's not everything I want it to be, so I'm not sure about that. But there are 3 things I really do like. So I did want to tell you. And my favorite is this pouch. So I'm going to make this available if anyone's interested. I love this thing. It's soft. It's not, it's firm. It is firm yet soft. And it is printed on material. So, you can see the what do you call it? You can see the grain of the fabric, but it's really good quality. I'm very pleased with it. So I will make this available today. Very sturdy, and I keep my cards in it now. So very pleased with this one. That's my favorite. I also like these, vinyl stickers. So I got this sticker here, and I've put it on the front of my planner. It's vinyl. Seems quite solid, good quality. It's sticking. So yeah, it's not wussy. It's not peeling. It's solid, and it's not all paper, so it should last for a while. So I'm pleased with that. And of all the weird things, a pillow. Of all the strange things, a cute kitty pillow. And it works really well. And it's a similar fabric to this. And I just really like it. I think it looks good, and it's firm yet soft, the fabric. But the pillow itself is quite nice. I'm just really pleased. So I'll turn that on. I'll make that available. But I am I'm not sure I'm going to go with them for the mug, and I have to wash the t-shirt. And I've got it's not a lighty pillow, I'm afraid. I got a long sleeve t-shirt, but I don't know the quality of it yet. And I don't want to offer anything that I don't think is of good enough quality. So I will be sorting through that today. Matter of fact, one second here. I just turned it back on. And I don't know about, okay, so the mugs and the shirts, but there. Okay, so that is there, saved. Or not. Save. There we go. All right. So I've turned that on. So if anyone's interested, it should be available. All right. Onto the well, actually I've got information, and then I have not finished the deck yet. They're eventually, I'm hoping, and to finish the graphics, but also I'm still trying to find a distributor. I don't just want to sell it on Etsy. So I'm still trying to figure out how I can get some printed and whatnot. Justin Mom said, I would love to buy a shirt or mug. Oh, I understand. I just want to make sure they're of good enough quality. So I might have to look around some more for that. Might have to go with somebody else for that. I don't know yet. We'll see. Okay. Kay Rubio is asking, is the pillow Boo Boos and Kitty approved? Yes. Yes. So thank you, guys. Thank you. All right. 9 minutes in. We are starting. Sharon Hiltz was bringing up that the graphic that I had shown with the qualifications, which suddenly I can't find. Is it just in downloads? Hopefully. But there was a graphic that showed the different how many qualifications that this poor Supreme Court Justice today, Ketanji Brown Jackson. I can't find it. But there was a graphic that had shown how she had. I showed it yesterday, day before. But the qualifications and how her qualifications are so much better than everybody else on the court, really. And but I didn't know who to give credit to because someone had sent me the image. I didn't find it myself. So Sharon Hill was kind enough to find out the graphic comparing Jackson's qualifications to those of the other Supreme Court justices. Credits go to Bill Weir on Twitter, WEIR. So I want to make sure I give credit where it is due. And I so wish I knew where this was. Alas. One last place I could look, but I'm not seeing it. No. All right. Well, I'm trying. So, Doxy Mom saw Anna Navarro had tweeted it or someone similar. Was it yellow boxes? If that is, that's the same one. So Anna Navarro, or the original is from Bill Weir, WEIR on Twitter. Okay. So, at 11 minutes in, we're going to start with something that isn't a reading, but I think it might warm your heart a little bit. Doxy Mom, yes, good. Yeah, that must be it. Okay, so let me share this. You're going to like this. You are going to like this. Share screen, Chrome tab. Meet Patron, the brave little Pooch who cleared almost 90 bombs in Ukraine during the Russian attack. Does this really get bigger? Yeah. You can't really, I'm going to keep it quiet because there really isn't any sound per se. But that's Patron. And he's got his little name. I think he's got his little name on his little vest. There he is. Little puppy dog. Sweet little puppy dog. Jump up. There we go. Who's a good, oh yes, who's a good puppy? Daw. Very cute. Oh, they're playing. Oh, they're playing. Oh, but he finds bombs. He's a little bomb sniffer. He's the cutest little bomb sniffer. And he keeps people safe, that little tiny cuteness. So, make sure we can close this. A 2-year-old military dog is credited with clearing almost 90 explosive devices on Ukrainian soil. Is this the cutest thing ever? The mascot of Cheniv pyrotechnicians continues to serve. Thank you, friend, for your tireless work. Look at that sweetie. Patron 2-year-old trained Jack Russell is a star landmine finder and mascot of the bomb disposal squad. And the squad said Patron has been regularly earning a tasty treat of fresh cheese at the end of each day of finding explosive devices. A little bit of cheese. A little bit of cheese for Patron. So I had to share that. I wish there weren't bombs. I wish there weren't landmines, but can't wars be like a cute off? Who can be the cutest? Who can be the sweetest? Oh, yoy. All right. Yes, Kathy Lamson, be safe, little puppy. Yes. Autumn's kitties. Boo Boo is sleeping under the blanket, and Pumpkin is downstairs in the dining room window and on his bed. So he has a table. There's a little end table, and it's pushed up against the front window, the center of the front window, and his bed is on there. So he has space. He can sit next to his bed, or he can lay in his bed and keep an eye on things outside. As people are passing by or what have you, keep an eye on things. And then in the afternoon, he gets direct sunlight. So he's basking in the sunbeam. It's wonderful. All right. So at 15:30, this is pretty good too. It's not as cute as the other one, but it's pretty good. There are two related things here. So let me share this too. I can't really, I don't know that there's much video to show. I mean, there is, but it doesn't show much. But Chrome tab next. Yes, indeed. Ukrainian crowds send Russian enemy into retreat. Chanting crowds of Ukrainians forced back Russian military trucks yesterday. The outburst in the city of Kherson was the latest sign of defiance. People leaping in front of tanks. Pensioners berating Russian soldiers in the street. Just so much good stuff there. And then share screen. Is this the one? Yes, this is the one. Russian forces retreating and deserting, Ukraine claims. Russia's being forced to call in reinforcements from the depths of Russia as it retreats in Kyiv battles and loses troops to desertion. And Russian troops have been repelled in Makariv, a strategically important Kyiv suburb. And the Ukrainian flag was raised over the town thanks to the heroic actions of our defenders. How awesome is this? So, exactly, Mel. Power to the people. Man. It's amazing. It's wonderful. So I wanted to know, I don't think it's just propaganda, but I just want to check, are the Ukrainians, are they going to successfully keep Russians back? I'm not going to ask if they're going to, if Russia will be defeated, because that's the next question. But right now, will they be able to just keep pushing? I did not see Wrestling Reads. I did not see Lindsay getting salty at the confirmation hearings, but you guys were talking about it, so. The Ukrainians. Imagine how brave you have to be. How brave you have to be to run in front of armed people. One of the videos I did see, the people were walking steadily forward toward the troops, just unarmed civilians in the square, and they were all moving forward. This guy had his phone, so you could see parts of it. And there were gunshots. And so everyone turns around and they start kind of scrambling away, and then immediately turn around and continue and go back to walking directly toward them again. It's amazing. Don't mess with Ukrainians. Wow. Queen of Pentacles. This is expensive for Putin. This is expensive. There's something about this that is costing him just, you think we're dealing with inflation. Whew. Big costs. Big. And the economy's not, their economy is not doing well. So again, lack of money, lack of funds. King of Pentacles. Well, of course, he has his billions or whatever, but Temperance, yeah, it's definitely slowing things down. There are even articles about the Chechen Chechen fighters, I should say. I keep saying rebels. The Chechen fighters who Putin has tried to pull into the war in Ukraine, and they're not doing as well as they had hoped. They were the ones, they were sent after Zelensky. Didn't work. Other things they've had to do. They've been suffering heavy losses. They were actually put in there as also a kind of PR psyops. I don't know what you want to call it. Morale busting, because this thought that they were going to just be completely unfettered and monstrous, and it turns out you picked the wrong country to invade. To help out with or whatever. Nine of Swords, High Priestess. The Ukrainian people are suffering. They really, really are. But this is higher wisdom and keeping things secret. It doesn't matter how terrified they are. Ukrainians are pulling together. They're not going to give up. Katie Arbuckle said, so is he losing his billions just to buy the missiles and the gas? I don't think he's going to give up any of his money. But Doxy Mom is asking, can you imagine the energy while those Russian soldiers were up against? Yeah. Yep. And GM Dave is understandably reminding us real time is different from movie time. There's nothing glamorous about combat. Absolutely. So, hello, Flower Power. And yes, Jean Dorsey, God bless those people. So, yes, they are pushing back. They will push back. Yeah. All right. Oops. All right. So, Jen Glenn, maybe tomorrow. Let's have if you wouldn't mind throwing the question in tomorrow in the chat before I start. Can we have a look at will Putin lose his money? So that would be awesome. Sorry, I've got 14 questions today. All right, at 23 minutes in, I love this. But wait. Well, there's nothing to really show. So I won't show. 93% of polled Ukrainians, 93% believe Russia will be defeated. %. So, will Russia be defeated? Mel Broussard says the Archangel Michael is the patron saint of Kyiv, Ukraine. I light a candle with him every day. Oh, that's beautiful. So, 93% of Ukrainians believe Russia will be defeated. Will they be defeated? Will Russia be defeated? I've got the kind of the energies are kind of squirming. Russia's squirming to save face somehow. 3 of Wands. Russia looking over the battle, what he has sent out. Queen of Pentacles, Star, Page of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. Nine of Cups. This is weird. This is as a bully. Russian hope within the country working Russia. I wonder if the Russian people are going to be told that they have defeated the Nazis because they were lying and saying there were Nazis in Ukraine. We've defeated the Nazis, we're coming home. So the Russian people will never know of a defeat. Because the sanctions are still there. So CC Ryder says, how do you pulse people in a war when they have no phone, no electricity, are fleeing with bags of clothes, children, and pets? Who did this so-called poll? There is a link in the description box to the original story. Maybe there'd be it will probably say who conducted the poll. I do know it was a poll conducted of 1,000 people. And I mean, really, you could just walk around. You could just go into a subway station and find hundreds of people there, and you wouldn't have to phone anywhere. But who knows? Will Russia actually be defeated in Ukraine? Desert Dawn says, my family in Ukraine believe they will win. They still have internet. I hope so. I hope so. Bless your family. They've done so much damage. The Russians have done so much damage. Ace of Cups. Things going really wobbly. Russians on the defensive. This just keeps telling me the current situation. And I think you've got a point, Petrus. Petrus Loretis is saying Russia can't really win at this point. Yeah. And the amount of damage they've done, but the Ukrainian people are just not giving up. And the Russian forces supply lines are a mess. The soldiers are exhausted. There's all kind of up close and personal fighting. That's true, Kevin. They were defeated morally after the first bomb. Yes. Petrus is saying, I heard earlier that the Russians' actual goal is to damage Ukraine so much NATO will no longer wants it. Ugh, I thought that was really horrific. Oh gosh, that's horrible. Oof. I just keep getting what's going on now. I'm just wondering why the energy on this is so convoluted. Ace of Wands. Russia's they're trying to beat the Ukraine into submission. It's not working. I'm just getting a great big it's not working. Try as they might. Yeah, big man Putin terrorizing terrorizing people But it's Ukrainians are standing together. All right, I'm going to show you one more thing because this is on my Twitter page. And I think it's the most accurate description of the entire thing. Let me just scroll down and get to it. Most accurate thing is, here it is. Oops, gotta find the right tab now. Share screen. Chrome tab. Russia's enemy. Yeah, I think that sums it up right there, and it makes me crazy. Makes me absolutely crazy. But they're not giving up. All right, so Melbourne, Belarusian rail workers have sabotaged railway lines so Russians can't move supplies to soldiers in Ukraine. I have been hearing about that. About the there's a resistance in Belarus. Bless you, Belarus resistance fighters. Bless you. So. Okay. So at 32, let's move on to what will Ukraine look like in 30 years? Steve was asking about this. More than 3 decades after the 1968 riots in DC, affected communities were still rebuilding. What will Ukraine look like in 30 years? How long before it is a functional country again? How long before it is a functional country again? Well, we know they're not weak people, weak layabout people. Oh boy. Death, world. What is up with this energy? This should be straightforward. This is odd. What will Ukraine look like in 30 years? I was kind of looking at, will they rebuild quickly and what have you. What will Ukraine look like in 30 years? So 2052. $2042, 30 years, 2052. Two of Pentacles. Okay, that's rebuilding. That's communication. Patron is saying I was picking up a lot of collective anger energy earlier, a sense of perceiving Russia as being an existential threat to the rest of the species for close to a century and being very tired of that. usually get ones for autocrats, but so I don't know. Oh, I hope not. I hope that's not what's 30 years in the future for them. I do have rebuilding that they will rebuild. I want to think that Ukraine is going to win this and continue being a democracy. No, that's not too extreme. 10 of Cups. Is this card glued to my hand and I don't know it? Did I shuffle? Didn't I just shuffle? Let's just all right, let's put it this way. I'm gonna say it this way because I want to hope for the best. So I'm going to say that this means in 30 years, Ukraine is going to be a huge supplier of timber. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to say, because I do have a good card here. So I'm just going to. I don't like the negative energy, so I'm just going to say they're going to be just really well known for their timber industry, paper products. We're just going with that, okay? Because I don't like that dark energy. So Mel Broussard says Russia has turned itself into the Germany of the 21st century. They will be pariahs for decades. Yeah, I believe that. Okay, 3715. Mary Kay Wright had a question. Why is the UN not sending in peacekeepers to help with humanitarian efforts and assisting Ukrainians flee to neighboring nations? Martin Winter responded, about the UN peacekeepers, at the moment, Russia is the head of the UN. Good reminder. Oh, boy. Mel Broussard, Ukraine is also a large supplier of wheat. Wheat reads, maybe? Sure, let's do that. Let's do that. All right, UN peacekeepers, humanitarian efforts. They don't usually go in, though, until things are quieted down, is my understanding. I could be wrong, of course. Send in UN peacekeepers. Nope. I got a big old no on that happening. Big old no, like ixnay. Just a shame. And the UN is pulled together, but Russia just isn't listening. It's walking away. 4 of Swords, Ace of Wands, Strength, 4 of Cups, Emperor. Ukraine wasn't doing anything. They were just sitting there. They didn't attack Russia. They were attacked by Russia, and they're very strong. But Emperor Putin is just not accepting. No. Veto, no. Why they don't have something in place at the UN that, hey, if you invade another country without provocation, you get booted from your current presidency and the Security Council. You'd think, but apparently not. Hello, Cindy Lou. Hello, Betty Harper. Kevin Brazil, recuse. Yes. Ugh. All right, 40 minutes in. Martin Winter then had a question. Didn't you see something about Odessa, like creatures from the sea? The U.S. anti-ship missile is called Neptune, and maybe Ukraine will get them early enough. It was weird. I don't, for all that I'm a tarot reader here on YouTube, for all that, astrology, tarot, all this is kind of what I do. I'm really not big into the really far stuff that's farther out, if that makes sense. I'm not your girl for Bigfoot. I'm not your girl for aliens. That's just me. Timelines, that's Kirsten Langston's thing. She's really good with stuff like that. I don't sense stuff like that. I'm pretty boring. But so I don't know about a timeline, but one of the things I did get the other day, someone was asking about Odessa. What will happen to Odessa? And I just kept getting this mental image of this big sea monster, but a sea monster, like a mythic sea monster that protects Odessa, like the protector of Odessa. I certainly did not mean that literally, that some monster was going to show up, other than the Russians, but like an actual, like, tentacles and arg. And so what was that all about? But if those kinds of things are your deal, you do you. I'm not trying to change anybody. Well, that's not true. I would love to change Trump, but I don't have the crayons to explain anything to him. So, hemp producer, Ukraine could become a hemp producer. Yeah. Hello, Heather. Odessa. So could it? Whoa. Usually the way the cards come out, it says something about it. There's a lot. It feels like if the Russians go after Odessa, there's a lot that comes out against, just to protect the city, or comes out against the attackers. And I don't have enough cards. Wheel of Fortune, military. That's military. And since it was a matter of time, it feels like a clock, then maybe they are going to get some of those missiles or whatnot. Ten of Swords, Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, Five of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, rising up out of the water. Russia's trying to regroup, trying to focus more on the land. There's something about the water. I mean, there's water behind that guy who's on the ground, face down, with 10 swords in his back. And there's something here rising out of the water. The power, like I was saying, to protect the city. The Russians can't knock down all of the cups, so they go back to focusing on the land invasion rather than the sea. That's what I'm getting. That's weird, but that's what I'm getting. Oh, Oh, yeah, Petrus. Russia definitely wants Odessa. Absolutely. But Judy Bar, a submarine? Could be. What's going to happen to Odessa, Ukraine? Page of Wands. That's a Russian force, but it's small. It's too small. They want it. This is a vacation, and these places on the Black Sea. You know, there's a tourist aspect to it, I believe. But they're having real trouble. They definitely want it, but this is something big standing up to them. That's all I'm getting. So, okay. Jane Weiniger says possibly a submarine slips between all those Russian warships and Odessa. You may have something there. There's something big there. Something powerful. That's what I get. All right, 47. Oh, this is interesting. See, I didn't realize Putin tries to keep his personal life very hidden. He says private, but really it's hidden. He was married to one woman for a long time. They had 2 daughters. And his daughters are known. I mean, they're adults and people know who they are, and you know, it's not a hidden, not completely hidden, like no one knows where the 2 daughters are. No, they know. Leah Backman says, I saw something on YouTube that the Ukrainians put some mines in the Black Sea. That might be it. But anyway, so Putin got divorced a number of years ago, and then he's been trying to keep things quiet, but apparently intelligence sources are saying that he's actually in a relationship with Alina Kabaeva, and that's her. And who is currently in Switzerland, and tens of thousands of people have signed a petition to demand the deportation of Vladimir Putin's rumored lover, the former gymnast Alina Kabaeva from Switzerland. The petition describes Kabaeva as the wife of a delusional dictator and says that Eva Braun returned to her Führer. 56,000 people have signed so far. So apparently they've got, she's 38, she was a gymnast, which I think is interesting because a lot of gymnasts are not particularly tall, which Putin would like. But apparently there are 4. She's had 4 children with him or something. So, you know, make of that what you will. And I told Sarah about this. By the way, she's okay. She made it through the storms last night, but she didn't get any sleep at all. And she was sending me messages this morning and saying, you know, hey, you know, I'll come over and keep you company while you're getting ready. And it was like, go to sleep. She got no sleep at all, but she's okay. Her family's okay. But she looked this up. Do I have this open somewhere? Yes, I have it open already. So she sent me this from apparently back in the day. That's her. Ow. yeah, you stretch every morning. Yeah, you get up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No. So apparently that's her. So I did not know that. So I thought I would share. I hope you're okay, Sherry. I hope you're okay. Alexandra Bellino is saying, so 6 little Putins out there? I think. So what's going to happen with, what was her name again? Belina? Oh no, I closed the tab. Kabaeva, that was it, Kabaeva. So what's going to happen with Kabaeva in Switzerland? Oh, I'm good, Sherry. I'm sorry. I'm glad to hear that, Sherry. Warrior Witch, is Marina Butina the spy Putin's daughter? Apparently not. No. Kabaeva, what's going to happen to you? Yeah, yuck. I'd say they're in a relationship. Ugh. Putin. Ugh. Ugh. It's like, seriously, like crawling into bed with a serial killer. Just Page of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. And yes, there are little Putins out there. The sanctions may undermine something, but she's got money directly from Putin himself, and his money's fine. It's not fine, but if anybody's got money in Russia, it's him. But she's going to be fine. And I'm getting out of this energy because I'm starting to feel like crushed from the sides. Jean Dorsey. Can't unsee this. Sorry. Karen Hillblom says maybe she's afraid of him. Oh, okay. And Moss says, I pull a muscle just looking at her. Get some hand sanitizer. Yes. Exactly. This is from Mel Broussard, I believe. No. Is that right? Yes, Mel Broussard. Melissa Miller says, I read recently she had twin boys and then dropped out of sight. Okay. So, Doxima means some spiritual hand sanitizer. Exactly. So is she afraid of him? She is dismissed by him a lot. She doesn't get to see him that much. There are always other people around. She gets short shrift, is what it feels like. She was hoping for more of a, they'd live together, they'd have this something closer to what you'd think of as a normal life. Maybe just, but in a palace, like, I think she was thinking more like, William and Kate, type, or Trump and Melania, I don't know, but she's very dismissed. And it hurts her little feelings. Judgment, Queen of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. She's worried about her safety. She's worried about being kidnapped. Her kids being kidnapped. And I think they've moved her to safety somewhere. Or she's got a lot of protection around her. Because she's the I don't know if they're actually married, but the closest to the closest thing to marriage. So yeah, they're worried. She's worried for her safety. Lola Bell says her Venus at Cancer. Oh, you've got information on her birthday. Her Venus in Cancer at 3 degrees of Cancer is trine his Scorpio, 3 degrees of Cancer ascendant. Yeah. Lola Bell says his ex-wife's Neptune was conjunct his ascendant. Oh, okay. Diana Cachet. Oh, Diana, you're here. Thank you so much for the nails. I love them. I love them. I love them. And I was wearing another pair yesterday. So, and I've got copies of the gift receipt folded up in the bottom of each where the cards go. I have a copy there, so always know that these are from you. Thank you. All right. Okay, so Jen Glenn is saying, I can't imagine Putin being capable of those feelings. Putin just wants someone to have his offspring. I think he finds a beautiful woman attractive, but he wants power. He doesn't. I saw that. How cute. Oh, good. And Petrus is asking, do Russians seriously view Putin and her as royalty? Not her. And Rod, my money's on his mistress turning on him for all of Putin's dismissiveness. No, she is in mortal peril. There are people who really, really want to take her hostage and the kids hostage. Really want to. Six of Cups. 5 of Pentacles. She's kept out of sight. She's kept away. He's started a war. And the Russian people are really suffering. And their economy wasn't great in the first place. And now it's really up in the chalet. Thank you, Dave. Yeah. Doxy Mom says, can you say concubine? I'm afraid that's kind of where we're headed here. Card fell. Hold, please. Okay. So enough about her. Ugh. Ugh. I can't imagine being even hugged by Putin. Ugh. Kathy Anderson, you're back. Yay. Getting my car serviced. Had to reorder different shoes. Okay. One walking shoe and trail hiking shoes. Good. Been busy with the VA. Yeah. So I'm glad you're okay. And I'm glad you're getting the shoes that'll help you. So. Ugh. Then again, how tall is Putin? I mean, I know I'm 5'4" or just a smidge under, but murderous dictator. Please go away. Whew. Yuck. $5'9". Alexandra Bellino is saying, okay. All right, it's 5'7". Thank you. So he's just here. The height, I don't care about the height. It's just him. I'm just trying to get a sense of like how to picture. Yeah. Ugh. All right. 1 hour. Darren had a question about the UK. Let's look at that. 1:30. How will the UK be in 10 years? Hopefully a better prime minister, pretty please. All right, let's look at the UK. Rule Britannia, Britannia rules the waves. I was kind of shocked when I first heard the lyrics to that, because it's kind of extreme. The Rule Britannia, Britannia rules the waves. Britons never, ever, ever shall be slaves. What? Dang. You've got a kind of pessimistic view on what could happen, don't you? Jeez. The UK in 2032. Oh, yeah. Don't worry, Johnson will be in distant memory. Oh, good. I made Alexandra laugh. Good. All right. My day is complete. I've made someone laugh. 10 of Wands. Oh, there's some kind of burden there. 9 of Cups. Wheel of Fortune. In 10 years, what I'm getting is there are some rogue actors. Internet, computer issues, but the country's just chugging along. Well, Brexit. Knight of Cups, Judgment, 2 of Swords. They feel like they're chugging along. You know, there are international worries. The businesses are going. The financial hub is humming. The Big Pickle building is the Big Pickle building. But I'm getting, it's like I can see the skyline of London, but there's some dark clouds. It's not dark all the way to the horizon. There's like light and sunlight. The sun's coming up or going down. There's right above. There's some dark clouds, and it feels like it's computer attacks, things that we're going to be. We're all going to be worried about and having to fight against, but the UK in 2032. Woman Prime Minister. That's what it feels like. Star. Knight of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, the usual kind of stuff. But there's some kind of there's just question about possibly getting involved in some military action somewhere. But it's just chugging along. That's what I'm getting. Wheezy Squeezebox says the way it's going in 10 years, kids in Britain will be malnourished. Oh gosh, I hope not. The UK will fall apart and they'll be begging to get into the EU. Well, that the card for the reading, I was getting Brexit. Like, should have done that. No. Petrus says Maggie Thatcher 2.0. It sounds like. Yeah. I don't know. She was a thing. She was her own. Yeah, she's a big what? I'm just getting the normal kind of stuff you'd see in the news. You know, some idiot with it sets off maybe sets off a small device somewhere, or you know, there's a lull in the economy, and there's still that something overseas. So there's no big. It feels like normal kinds of problems. I'm not getting. We were talking about, you know, a big monster coming out of the water or something outside Odessa or whatever, you know. So I don't think you're going to have great big. I'm not getting great big monsters coming out of the Thames, like a Doctor Who episode. Cyber, you know, giant Cyberman or something. No. 107.30. All right. Let's do domestic stuff. Very dark here, by the way. Okay. So, good. Texas Appeals Court has reinstated the injunction. So, blocking investigations of parents of transgender kids. Yes. The court orders the latest move in a legal battle over gender-affirming care for minors in Texas. So the appeals court is blocking investigations into parents of transgender kids. Let's see, is this going to continue? Is this going to start? Oh, it feels good to be back in the U.S. energetically. Oh, be it ever so messed up, there's no place like home. Karen Smith said, hard to put this book down. I'm a reading geek. Kevin Brazil, clearing the lowest of the low bars. At times, yeah. What are you reading, Darren? I haven't seen in the chat. I haven't been paying close enough attention. But so in Texas, changes to 109. Texas Appeals Court reinstates injunction, blocking investigation into parents of transgender kids. So how is this going to go in Texas? Oh, yuck. Energy's terrible. Surprise. Gosh, I'm reading on government cruelty, specifically to children, and the energy's terrible. What a shock. Chariot. That's what Abbott wants to do. Full steam ahead. 7 of Wands, Ace of Wands, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords, Temperance. Well, he's still going to be, right now he's on the defensive, but he'll fight back with whatever cruel, inhuman nastiness. There's bullying, but he's still going to go for it, but it ends up with Temperance. It's not going to be the great big slam dunk that he's hoping for with Republican voters and what have you. The energy's just awful. Oh, the energy of all these people is just nasty. Ugh. Shockwave says 2 tornadoes passed less than half a mile from me last night. Oh, gosh. I'm glad you're okay. Texas. Teggis. Texas. Insult to injury. Yeah. 2 of Pentacles. 6 of Wands, 5 of Cups. This is minor arcana. They're trying to get their victory, but it's not working. They're getting serious pushback. This is not a winning. This is not a way to win elections. It's just, this is not good. They're thinking, yay, we're winning. No, not really. And this is tiny. This is minor arcana. The cards are just kind of this big. It's just like, eh. So, eh. This rat is having power outages. Oh, I'm sorry. This rat saying, be safe, all you stormies. Oh. Oops. Okay, so at 1:12:30. How much do you dislike Ron Johnson? Ask yourself. Just ask yourself how much do you dislike Ron Johnson, the senator from Wisconsin? No biggie. Okay, good. Good distress. Share. Chrome tab. Ron Johnson's solution to the child care crisis. Have moms on government assistance take care of everyone's kids. I'm not kidding. The senator from Wisconsin apparently believes childcare is strictly the domain of women and that the ones receiving childcare subsidies should be giving back. Why is this guy still in office? Why is this guy still in office? I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh my gosh, I cannot. Dan Cachet asking, how is he giving back? Exactly. I agree, Jean Dorsey. Oh, Ron Johnson. What's going to happen to you? You big bag of scum. Cards are coming right off the top of the deck. Really? Yeah, right off the top of the deck. Okay. And Rudd says, Ode to Ron Johnson. How do I loathe thee? Let me count the ways. Yes. Oh, white supremacy too. Lovely. Jean Dorsey says, men babysitters is called parenting. Oh, yeah. This is merchant. This is childcare. This is like a childcare service. He's sitting pretty. What's the problem? Ace of Cups. Please, Democrats, kick this guy to the curb. Knight of Pentacles. Women. Higher wisdom, women, maybe even secrets, but this is... When is Ron Johnson up for re-election? Because women are going to be a big force. Does anybody know? Gene Dorsey says, we're trying. 2022, so it is this year. It's women. Because women are going to go out and they're going to be very, very angry about what the Supreme Court's about to do. And then you've got the January 6th stuff, which is going to put some people, some more middle-of-the-road voters off Republicans. But women... Oh, yes, the charity. It's like it's his personal largesse, you know. Please. Ace of Swords, King of Pentacles. Oh, the lowly little people. The lowly little people. I have the money because I deserve to have the money, because I'm a white, entitled, wealthy guy in office. And all of these little people, poor people, they obviously aren't working. They obviously are just, we should cut them all off from any kind of. Oh, wait. Deborah Murphy saying 2024. All right. When is Ron Johnson up for re-election? Question mark. Senate election. The 2022 United States Senate election in Wisconsin is scheduled for November 8th to elect a member of the United States Senate from Wisconsin. Incumbent Republican Senator Ron Johnson was first elected in 2010. In 2016, he was reelected with 50.17% of the vote against Democrat Russ Feingold. So he's going to be seeking a third term. Yep, 2022. I used to work in Judy Barth 2022. Yeah, I used to work. I did work. I used to live in Wisconsin. I actually lived in Wisconsin a couple of times. So I did not vote for him. Surprise. All right, 119. 119. Okay. Speaking of stuff coming out about Republicans, January 6th panel will reveal new information about the attack, says Liz Cheney. Diane Cash is saying, so we barely won? Yeah. The House committee investigating the riot is expected to hold hearings this spring. Spring started yesterday and ends on June 21st. Please. But, and I'm not a Liz Cheney fan. I give her a modicum of respect because she is standing up for democracy. She's doing the right thing here. I don't. Her energy is terrible, and her policies are terrible, and I every once in a while I'll see a picture of her. I'll just share this because I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to share this anyway, because every once in a while I will see a picture of Texas, pragmatic. Oh, I know I've got it somewhere. January 6th panel. There it is. So, like, we'll get pictures of her like this, which is, you know, it's a picture of Liz Cheney. Big deal, right? But then I see pictures like that. And knowing her policies, I just get this picture in my head. Do you guys remember the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So when we start talking about her policies and I see pictures like that. Yeah, okay. Dana Cache says she voted against impeachment when 45 tried to shake down Zelensky. Yeah. Ann Rudd says Liz Cheney, Halliburton 2.0. Yeah. So 120, let me just change this to 122. So what about the hearings? That's really what I'm asking about. I'm asking about the hearings because Liz Cheney says that the January 6th panel will reveal new information about the attack. So will that will it have a big impact? And are they actually going to get on with it? The hearings. The hearings and what effect are they going to have? January 6th committee. I hope I didn't get cards for Cheney. Oh, okay, that's the committee. All right. Fool. 10 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. This is good. This is Trump. Also the people who followed Trump. But no, this is Trump thinking he could do whatever he wanted. His carry on his dynasty and nil point. Total failure. The symbol for the Trump salute. Because you're a loser, Trump. But he tried to steal the election. But we're going to hear all about it. We are going to hear all about it in Technicolor. We will be horrified, but we will be very happy that all this stuff is finally coming out. Okay. Wow, whole section of cards just went. Mel Broussard. Oof. All right. Oh boy. It's going to be big. All right. So now we get into, I'm sorry to say, some rather infuriating things about Trump. Because there's some stuff, he's back in the news, lucky us. Excuse me, stretching. Have you ever done like involuntary stretching where it's like you can't even control it? Your body just goes, we're stretching, and you're like, okay. Sorry. It's not attractive. Okay. Oh, the Trump salute. So, all right. You're going to, you, 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. It's going to, it's, if you just are done with Trump, you can't handle anymore. You might just want to call it a day here, because I've got 4 questions left and they are all about Trump. And I'm trying to figure out if there's any good energy in here or good future, because the 4 questions themselves, the 4 articles themselves, are infuriating. You have been warned. $126. So the Donald Trump PAC has more cash than Republicans and Democrats combined. The specific number is oh, I do not want a video, thank you. Former President Donald Trump Save America Political Action Committee, PAC, has more cash on hand than the Republican National Committee and the Democratic National Committee combined. The FEC record shows Save America reported $110.4 million in cash as of February 28th. The DNC had 52.9. The RNC had 24.5. And Trump hasn't been sharing much money with the Republican National Committee, much to their unhappiness, but they were still paying for some of his legal bills. So I guess there is a sucker born every minute. So Trump is also, there are some, I think there's a Democratic PAC suing Trump, basically saying either this money comes under finance laws, either you basically say it's your, say you're running, or stop raising money. Let me see here. So what's going to happen to all of that money, Trump? Wow, $110.4 million, and it feels, into his energy, and it feels like it's not enough. And not just because he's the walking embodiment of all 7 deadly sins, including greed, and gluttony and pride. And anyway, his debts, his outgo, not being able to get more loans to keep properties or different little businessy things going. 110 million, it's not enough. Like really not enough. Like he's not even, it's like he's not even really taking pride in it, because it's just, well, I mean, he is taking some pride in it, of course, because he is pride and narcissism. Chris Zook, yes, and he's begging for money for an airplane, yes. Yeah. And the RNC is suffering because the money's going to Trump and not them. 9 of Cups. Oh, the merchant. Yeah, right. That man could not organize his way out of a paper bag. I'd use the English expression, Well, let me clean it up. That man couldn't organize a drunken party at a brewery. Yeah. 2 of Cups, 6 of Cups, 3 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. Oh, yeah, he's definitely being, he's definitely being, he's going to have to, he's legally, they're coming after him. He can't continue. It's going to be a blow. Huh. When he has to when he has to come under campaign finance violations or just stop, it's going to be a financial blow. That's good. Finally. And Democrats are fighting him, but also coming together. So, yes, a financial blow. A blow to Trump. I like it. Let's do that. Darren Smith says Mary Trump is exactly right. Too much and never enough. True. But I really do. I do believe he's just a big black hole of need. That's narcissism. Petrus is asking, how did he make his money? I assumed he must have had some sort of ability. No, he had his father's money. He had his father's money, his father's business, and then he figured out that he could just market the name rather than doing any actual work. And he inherited Weisselberg, the CFO, who's in trouble now. He inherited Weisselberg from his father, who did all the financial stuff. Okay, what is going on here? Am I that clumsy today? I didn't lose any cards. No, I don't think so. Okay. Odd. Jean Dorsey says grifting. Absolutely. Oh, boy. Shockwave says, oh, maybe that's why 45 is coming to Texas. He's going to use Abbott for a milking machine. Yeah. Lullabelle 59 is saying Pluto, power, is opposing his Venus, money. Astrodeist referred to this transit as learning to let go. He's not going to learn. Learning to let go of money. Good luck. 133.30. Oh. Have you guys heard about this? Stormy Daniels loses appeal in Trump case. Owes former president almost $300,000. Where is it? Yes. A federal appeals court said in a ruling upholding a judge's order in her failed defamation lawsuit. The ruling likely ends a years-long legal feud between Daniels and Trump related to her claim. Okay. The amount Daniels owes Trump in the case is about the same amount she was swindled out of by Michael Avenatti. She has tweeted, I will go to jail before I pay a penny. I don't want bad things to happen to her. She's been through enough. I'm just going to do 3 cards. Will she have to pay this money? I don't want bad things to happen to her. Oh, Trump's the patriarchal victory. Queen of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, King of Swords. This is legal enforcement. What money she does have, he just legally beat it out of her. Enforcement. I think she is going to have to pay up. But wait. My real question at 136, why hasn't Trump been charged yet? Like Michael Cohen? Michael Cohen went to prison for what he did. But the man he did it for hasn't even been charged. Why hasn't Trump been charged charged like Michael Cohen? Oh gosh. Sherry H is saying, oh my gosh, Ted Cruz just asked Judge Jackson Brown if she agreed with MLK's I Have a Dream speech. I'm surprised he didn't ask, if she knew him since, from that kind of logic, there's nothing about the color of her skin, her race, that means that. Why would you ask her? Why would you ask her that? Why? She's black, so she would know that? She would. Why wouldn't you ask a white potential justice for the Supreme Court? But no, you ask that of the. Oh my God. Michael Cohen, we'll go back to this because Michael Cohen went to prison for what he did to pay off Stormy Daniels back before the 2016 election. He has an audio recording of him telling Trump about it, and Trump saying, we'll get Weisselberg to cut a check. And Cohen saying, no, we don't want a check. We don't want something that could come back to us. There's an audio of them talking about this. So why hasn't Trump been charged yet? Petra saying Ted Cruz might be ever so slightly racist. He's a maroon. So why hasn't Trump? Yeah, just. Oh, it's so frustrating. It is so frustrating. Knight of Swords. Yes, you went after Cohen. Can you please go after Trump? No, it did go after Cohen, but him did nothing. Ace of Wands. Star. Knight of Pentacles. I don't care if he's the former president. He knew about what Michael Cohen was doing. Don Gobb, yes, Cohen charged, jailed, and released. Still, individual one remains free. Exactly. it's Cohen. He was the small fry in the situation. Nine of Pentacles, King of Swords, Page of Cups, Ten of Cups, Judgment. Well, we're judging him. Possibility, that's a prosecutor. But Trump's sitting pretty. All right, there may eventually be something. I wish the energy was stronger. The cards are clear, but I wish the energy was stronger. Okay. C. Johnson says, Ted needs to get stuck in an airport far, far away for a long, long time. Yeah. Cards are saying they will get around to it. The energy is meh. Darren Smith says, Trump seems untouchable, like he made a special deal with the devil. Well, when you've got Jupiter when you've got your sun and your moon on your nodes, which is very powerful, and then you've got Jupiter and you've got lucky Jupiter sextile and trine that, so giving all this beneficial energy, you're lucky. But Warrior Witch says, this is why I turned it off. I'd break my computer screen. I don't blame you. But don't do that. There is working... actually, I think this might be more Letitia James. Hopefully she's still... Yep, for the people, working for the people. He had no money. He's this facade. He didn't have the money that he said he did, and he became super rich by not paying taxes and getting lots of loans that he wouldn't have gotten otherwise if he hadn't lied about valuations. So we'll see, but Letitia James, it's where seems like that's where the strongest energy is coming from for any hope of him being held accountable. Although Georgia, Fonnie Willis, might be something there. C. Johnson, why does Trump hold so much power still? Because he has a cult of personality, and he has a lot of cult members who are still supporting him, so the Republican Party still feels stuck. You got into this bed, you made this bed, now you need to lie in it with Trump. Okay, Republicans, have fun with that. All right, 144. Trump files appeal against a Manhattan judge in the latest bid to overturn subpoena. Lawyers for Don Jr. and Ivanka claim that Arthur and Gorin's ruling failed to properly weigh constitutional and ethical concerns they raised. Basically, they don't want to testify. They don't want to where is this one? Files appeal. Yeah, it's here. Because there are two things they're sort of like this that just came out. And I don't want to get them backwards. Here we go. So Trump files appeal against Manhattan judge. They continue their fight to overturn a decision requiring the former president to answer questions under oath as part of an investigation into his business practices. Okay, what is going on? I'm so clumsy today. Gosh, they're just all over the place. In papers filed in a state appeals court, lawyers for the former president said that Manhattan Judge Arthur Engoron failed to properly weigh constitutional and ethical concerns they had raised about the investigation brought by Letitia James, saying that blah, 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 she, if they testify, it'll be used against them in a criminal case, and the judge said, then plead the fifth. And no, blah, 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 blah. Craig Dixon says, why doesn't Trump get out of politics, start a quote-unquote church, and ask his followers for money? Because I think it's too much work. Honestly, I think that's the only reason he hasn't set up something like that, is because it would be too much work. He'd actually have to show up, do something. So insult to injury. Yeah. Okay, that's we're definitely in Trump energy. Oh yeah, because they do what they want. You merchant lies. You lied about your businesses. You think you can do what you want, but you lied about your businesses. That's what this is saying. Entertainment only. I don't think their appeal's going to work. That would be nice. But here's the thing. These things can go on for a long time. So it's let me go down to the bottom of this. Fraudulent, misleading. The Trump and the New York Attorney General's office have agreed to pause enforcement of the subpoenas during the appeals process. Court papers indicate the appellate court will probably hear arguments in May or June. Government. I was trying to kick down as much of this as he can, left, right, and center. Trying to kick down the government's case. It's disappointment, though, but it's not failure. Apparently, I'm incapable of shuffling today. Deborah Murphy, does Trump still get paid now that he's out of office? Oh, yeah, there's a pension. And there's Secret Service protection. And we're paying for it. Page of Wands. Page of Swords. Moon. Queen of Pentacles. They're going to lose. It's just taking far too long. And Trump is actually trying to run out the clock. And if that wasn't infuriating enough, 150. Oh, and there's a picture that they chose for the article. Thank you for that image. Here's the upshot. A judge gave the Trump Organization an ultimatum back in September. Comply with subpoenas to gather information or hire an outside firm to do it. The Trump org found a third option. Hire a company that has a history of working with Republicans on stuff like this and dragging their feet. And the image is awful. It's just here, but I've got to show it to you because it's a thing. Thank you, Daily Beast, for choosing that picture. Although that picture is a pretty accurate representation of what Trump is. There's a deadline for the information fast approaching. It's becoming clear that the Trump family only hired the company to do some of the job. And what is coming will still take plenty more time. Turns out the digital forensics company that the Trump organization chose, Haystack ID, wasn't hired to actually get everything investigators wanted. Haystack has not been engaged to perform item 5 of the stipulated order, which would be a significant undertaking requiring detailed instructions, modified project agreement, nor to issue more detailed monthly reports. The company's chief information security officer emailed prosecutors last week. Now, state prosecutors are asking a judge to step in and speed up the evidence collection before it's potentially too late for the state to sue or file criminal charges against the Trump organization. So the prosecutor, Austin Thompson, wrote to Judge Engoron, asking him to hold a special conference this week and intervene, warning that the Trump organization could very well miss its April 30th deadline to turn over information. Thompson said there's no reason this entire process should not be completed by mid-April. Targeted searches aren't being done. The reports are too vague. And at last count, Haystack ID had only communicated with half of the 81 people with access to devices that need to be searched, including the ex-president himself. So, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it's now up to the judge to step in, and he's shown little patience with the Trump organization so far. He sided with the Attorney General when she sought to depose Trump's son, Eric, who ultimately refused to answer questions by pleading the Fifth Amendment 500 times. I'm not exaggerating. The judge also recently ruled that Trump, Don Jr., and Ivanka must also sit down for questioning, a matter that is heading to the state's appellate court. So, the information gathering, can they please hold everybody in Trump.org, all these managers in Trump.org, in contempt of court, please? Seriously? Please hit them with contempt of court. Page 1, the messenger. Oh, that's the company they hired to do part of the job and not all of it. CC Ryder says, be right back, going to look at Haystack ID. Oh, thank you. Diana Cachet says, and this is why no one bothers to prosecute them. 5 of Wands, Justice. 2 of Cups. 7 of Wands, Emperor. Well, the judge is going to side with the prosecutors and is going to put Emperor Trump very much on the defensive. They're always trying to drag their feet, cause a ruckus in court. The judge is really fed up with it. So in putting the emperor on the defensive, or since the messenger wands card there is actually Haystack ID, does the judge come down on Trump? What's going on here? What's going to happen? Because there's no way they're going to hit this deadline. CC Ryder, when will judges, prosecutors learn to never give the Trumps a timeline to supply documents? Don Gubb, exactly. Petrus, I'm sorry. Petrus, I remember. Nope, things jumped. Wrestling reads, meanwhile, us little people get locked up left and right. Yes. Yes. King of Wands, there's Trump the man. 3 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, King of Cups. Oh, they're just dragging their feet. That's the plan. This is the plan. Do part of the work, only give them a little. These are the prosecutors, possibly the judge, but these are the people who are on the other side, and they're not listening. Okay, all right, they're not listening. We get that. We get that. I've had 2 sets of cards now, and I'm sorry to get so frustrated, but I'm getting very frustrated because I've put down 2 sets of cards now, and neither is telling me what's going to happen, other than, yeah, they're not going to turn over the information. So why don't the prosecutors, why doesn't law enforcement get involved and go in and take stuff? Hold these people in contempt. Three of Cups. 4 of Pentacles, Judgment. Queen of Pentacles, World, Knight of Swords. That's more hopeful. That's us being happier. They're not going to have the stuff. They're not going to have the stuff in time. But there's big major arcana justice. Here's a world card for the ending of the whole group of them. Their precious little world and the way they do things, and this is judgment and an ending in a big major arcana way. And there's the prosecutor right there. And us being happier. So this is better. This is the Trumps facing judgment and an ending, big judgment. Little Trump energy, big judgment and end of things the way they've been done. That would be lovely. Please do that. Please. All right. So it is, oh my gosh, it's 2:08 and the sun has started to come out, so I can't even see myself. There we go. That's better. So 2:08, gosh, do take care of yourself. Thank you, Wrestling Reads. Diana Kesha, you're getting nothing because nothing will happen. No, I'm getting something now. I do think things will happen, but it's not tomorrow. But we'll get through it, and that's the thing, and we'll get through it together. All right, so hang in there. All right, thank you for being here. It is 2:08 here in Chicago, 2:08 p.m. In just under 2 hours, I'll be over on the Book Art Media channel doing creative sprints. You're always welcome. And other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow. So hang in there. You're not alone. We'll get through this together. And there are good days ahead. There are. I promise. Take care. See you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.